Wow. It's a bit scary.
Here we go. There's nothing scary about this, Jake. Here we go. Welcome to the Martin Talk Show. Thank you very much for joining me.
It's a pleasure.
I'm very excited to finally have you here because we've been working on some ideas for a while, haven't we, Jake?
Yeah.
And it's finally come together today. Here we are at the Victoria Hall Theatre where we record a lot of these podcasts from. But before we get into it, before we get started, there's a little tradition that I normally do that I understand...
This might be a problem.
Yes, I understand you've flown a long way to get here today, so you might not be able to join me. So I'll do this one on my own, but next time...
My wings are a bit sore, but maybe next time.
We'll find a way to get this working.
Yeah.
But so, on my own today, here we go. 3, 2, 1...
Wait, I've got an idea. All right,
Go on.
do it again.
Okay,
right,
here we go.
Ready?
3, 2, 1... The beak clap.
The beak clap.
That's it.
The beak clap.
That's how we'll do it.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. So, Jake, how are we today?
I'm grand, mate. I'm grand. Thank you very much for I just have to say, thank you so much for my little matching shirt. I feel very involved now in the podcast. It's very exciting. Yeah, I'm buzzing, mate. Buzzing.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to bring you in. I wanted to make you part of the team. The shirt is part of the theme that we've got going on.
It's iconic.
I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate it. So Jake, tell me, where do you come from? Where do you originate? Where you've come into my life all of a sudden, but I don't actually know any of the backstory to you.
Well, right. So I'm not even sure like where my family comes from or anything. So like I was found. This is a bit depressing, but it's not. I promise. It's a good, happy story. I was found. Well, my egg was found, but I was taken in by a different bird family, and it was one of the birds that lives in more towards like Kensington part of London. But I don't really know. Obviously, it was a bit weird in it. I was waking up with around like swan families and like other pigeons and things, so I've got a little bit of everything in my upbringing. But my actual like family, I don't really know. I mean, what would you say I am? People have speculated over the years, but like looking at me, what do you think?
Well,
where do you think I come from?
I don't like to judge in any way.
No.
And I think it's nice that you've got this mix of different cultures within you. There's a little bit of seagull in you, whereas a little bit of a swallow maybe is there as well.
I've never had swallow. I've had seagull.
Right. Yes.
Someone speculated that Big Bird might be like an ancestor of mine, but I don't see it. But yeah, I can definitely see. Oh, swallow. That's interesting. I've never thought that.
There's a crazy thing about you when we first met, and I looked into your eyes. It was very reminiscent of my dog, Indy, who passed last year. You've got the same eyes, so maybe there's a bit of dog in you there as well somewhere.
Maybe. I wouldn't be mad about that. I quite like dogs.
Yeah.
Dogs don't always like me. Sometimes they find me a bit I don't even want to say intimidating. I don't think I'm intimidating really, but I guess big. Sometimes dogs feel a little bit weird about that. That I'm a talking bird, and I'm not scared of them when they bark at me. I don't fly away. A lot of birds get scared by dogs. Dogs like to chase birds, but I like dogs, especially the really fluffy ones. But maybe I have dog in me. But I remember you saying that when we first met, that there was more of a spiritual connection there somewhere.
Yeah, I definitely felt that, Jake. So Jake, tell me, what's your bag? What do you get up to? What do you do?
What's my bag? What do you mean?
What's your bag? What's your gig? What is it you do? What is it you enjoy doing with your time?
That's why I thought that when you asked me very kindly if I'd come on the podcast, I agreed, because I've been watching your podcast for a little while, and I don't know, just seeing so many different... I've definitely got a creative bone in my body somewhere. But, growing up with birds, they're not known as artists or creative. That there are some, but we're not known for it. So I've never really had the chance to explore that. And I know that somewhere in me there's creativity, but it was only really through listening to your guests that I realised that I want to explore it. I quite like music. I've done a little bit of streaming on, like gaming here and there, but it's never really fulfilled my life, It was a good way to make friends and chat with people and, get some different perspectives on my life. But I think that I feel a calling to music. I quite like rock, a little bit of jazz here and there, more like punk style music.
So would you say at this moment in your life you're in a moment of exploring, there's something that I really like about you. You seem a really curious kind of person.
Absolutely, and I'm not ashamed to admit it either. I think that I'm still young, I'm still in my prime, so to speak, and I think that sometimes there's a what's the word, like an expectation to know what you're going to do with your life, and I don't, which is all right. I think I'm okay with that now, but I like the word curious. I think you're right. I think I am in a curious
would this be a phase?
Exploration, yeah. Like an exploration part of my life, and I'm really excited actually to hear more from your guests and chat to you about it and explore through them and see what takes my fancy and what ignites my passion.
So I've just got this feeling that me and you could do something together here, Jake. I really feel having you someone that's listened to the podcast a lot. You're creative, you're curious. I feel it would be really nice if me and you got together at some time and we sat down with some of the guests and we explored their creativity.
Yes.
And maybe that could guide you in some way in your exploration and your curiosity. Because I know that these guests have helped me a lot. And I think they could do a lot for you as well.
Oh, mate, that is music to my ears. I'm so excited about this. I've never spent much time in a theatre, but being here and this setup, I'm buzzing, mate. I'm so excited for the future. I think what do you think what do you want to get out of, the next phase of this podcast, and are there any things that you're really excited about that I could piggyback off of?
Well, I don't think piggybacking is the correct term. I feel like this could be a partnership here. I feel like this could be something that we go on this journey together. I feel like there's a lot that you could add. I feel sometimes myself I can get quite serious with the guests, and it would be nice to add a lighter element into the podcast, into the Martin Talk Show. Sometimes we get deep, and sometimes it would be nice to just give a little bit of balance of a more lighter and maybe a friendlier touch that you may be able to bring to the conversation.
Hang on, are you saying I'm not serious? I can be serious. I promise. It's right. I get it. It's hard to act serious when you're looking at a giant yellow bird, but I can still have like deep conversations. But I do like a laugh here and there. I like to have a joke about. I think that's a nice idea. You can get quite serious though, can't you?
I can, and don't get me wrong, it's working for the podcast. We're going on some amazing explorations of curiosity and creativity within that. I just feel like this podcast is in a period of growth, of change, of development.
As am I.
And I think that's what creativity is. I don't think it should stay the same. I think it should grow. I think it should change. And I would very much like you to be a part of this growth and change.
Oh, that sounds so exciting. Like, I agree. I don't think creativity ever stops, does it? Like it grows, and even if you've got an end goal, that then you just move the goalpost when you get there, if you're lucky, and you get to exactly where you want to get. Because I think often we find other paths, don't we?
Yeah.
Of other creative things that we want to do and should be doing, and maybe we're destined to do. But I think that I think this is going to be a really exciting time.
Well, I feel for me the podcast isn't about an end goal. It's not about where are we going to be. It is about the journey, and that journey needs to evolve. That journey needs to bring new things, to keep it fresh, to keep me going, if anything.
Keep you young.
Keep you young, yeah. And I've already been on a journey, haven't I, with this podcast so far, and it's ever changing. It's ever new, and it's what keeps it really interesting and exciting for me.
Definitely. I think as humans we get uncomfortable with growth. Like when my new feathers were coming in, you know, it's hard. It's like teething problems. But then if my feathers hadn't come in, I wouldn't be able to grow and change and become the bird that I am today. And I think that's important, to lean in to the change, to lean into the growth, even if it's scary.
What if this idea of bringing in a co-host like yourself...
Co-host. Oh, I'm upgrading. Love it.
Co-host.
Love it.
I think, Jake, are you my co-host? Would you be my co-host? This is me asking you now on the podcast. It's official. I'd love for you to join me as a co-host.
I'd love that.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd love that. Yes. Where do I sign?
We'll sort out the details later.
Right.
But for now, what I was trying to get at is, what if this doesn't work? What if I'm feeling some kind of success with the podcast as it's going? Everything's moving in the right direction. My life has changed from doing the podcast in a positive and fulfilling way. What if changing it up damages that?
I wouldn't use the word damage. I think either it works or it doesn't. But I don't think even the things that we, quote unquote, I can't do quotes, I don't have opposable thumbs, but quote unquote fail. I don't like that word, but let's say something fails. I can't remember who said it, but someone said that fail just stands for first attempt in learning. And I think that in that regard, we never actually damage something, or, in terms of creativity, we're just learning. And maybe this particular path in the podcast doesn't go the way that you planned, but through doing it, you might meet a guest or learn something which then does make the podcast better, and then it's just a different adventure in the journey. And I think that's all we can do. We can't predict what's going to happen. We just have to go with what feels good.
Mm-hmm. As a creative person, I think it's natural for us to sometimes go to places in our mind that can be negative, that can be... We tell ourselves, creative people, we tell ourselves stories, don't we?
Yes.
We come up with imagined scenarios, and those imagined scenarios can sometimes be negative.
Yeah.
But I feel, actually, that things work out better when we lean into the positive imagined scenarios.
Definitely. It's that whole, what do they call it now? Manifesting. The manifesting idea, I think bad and good things, or should I say negative and positive feelings and thoughts and emotions, are always happening. But you can always find the bad in the good and the good in the bad. So life is about focusing, or trying at least, to lean into the positives and finding the best with what you've got, and making the best of it. And I mean, have you had fun talking with me so far?
I have. It's great.
Well,
I love talking with you.
When you say this could, different changes could damage what you've done, in the same way, you're already taking some joy out of it, and I am too. So maybe this is a blip. Maybe this is something that we try, and if I'm not a good co-host, then that's fine. But if I don't try, I'm not going to know.
We're never going to know, are we?
No.
It's all just going to be imagined scenarios.
And maybe through, trying to be a co-host, if I find I don't really like it or I'm not good at it, I might find that actually I'm really good at talking to other people, and I become a therapist, or I become a comedian, or I don't know. The world's your oyster, but you need to try.
I love the positive spin, and this is why I think you all work so well as a co-host, because you twist things onto the positive.
Well, I try. Life can be a bit heavy, but you can find the levity. You can find the little light at the end of the tunnel, and hang on to it. And it gets you through the day. If you're having a bad day, it can give you a little bit of something to laugh about and something to be smiling about.
And you yourself, you mentioned manifestation.
Oh, yes.
And manifestation is something I really am strongly believing in and discovering more with. And you, to me, are a manifestation.
Oh.
You...
Am I?
Yeah, you are. You're a combination of ideas of knowing that I need to change things up within the podcast for it to grow.
I got worried then. I thought you meant that I didn't exist, like I was. No,
it doesn't mean you don't exist. It means that the ideas, through perseverance and through the positivity that we've talked about before, and through the consistency of the consistent growth of this and change, and the idea moving into realism is happening here.
Yeah.
You are here. You are real now. You were an idea.
I'm not AI.
You're not AI, that's for sure.
I'm not a cartoon. I'm actually here.
You're 100% real and authentic, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
But it all started with a seed of idea a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And a wanting for something new. And actioning on those intentions as well. And I think that's key with the manifestation, that it isn't just a wish. It's you have to make actions, you have to make moves.
You've got to take that leap. I think that's a good lesson. Like, the manifestation can only get you so far. You have to put the effort in as well, It
isn't just waking up one day and you're in a new world. It's making steps.
That would be nice.
But it's making steps towards that new world that you wish to be part of.
Yeah. I'm excited for this new world.
Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about your hopes and dreams for the future then.
Oh, goodness gracious me. All right. I'd like to be taller.
Good luck with that.
I know. I think I've reached my peak, but I'd love to be as tall as you. But I've got cushions to help me to boost me up a bit. What else? I'd like to make connections with people, and different kind of people, I think I've led a quite sheltered life, in that I've met similar, they're all birds, and through talking to you're the second human I've talked to, and already just through reading and gaming and listening to podcasts and all sorts, I can see how broad the human race is. And I find it, I'll be honest, without sounding like a psychiatrist, I find it fascinating why people do what they do. Like, why do people choose to do this or do that, or say this or say that? I find it fascinating. And so my thing is that I want to meet as many people as I can and make friends with them, and make connections and learn from them. I think that's my only goal right now, is to learn and figure it out, like most people who are young in this generation, in any generation. just figuring it out and trying to get some laughs in as I go.
That sounds beautiful, Jake.
Oh, thank
and
you.
I really do look
try.
forward to seeing where this adventure, this journey of curiosity takes us.
Oh, I like the word journey. Makes it seem epic.
It is. This is going to be epic, Jake.
Yeah,
this
I
really
agree.
is. So in the meantime, Jake,
Yeah.
Is the best place to find you on the podcast?
Yeah, I mean,
Is this where you're going to be from now on?
so I am starting to create my own social media.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
thinking of making an Instagram.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, just to like share what I've learned here, or you know, where I'm going, and little things here and there. I can't quite get the hang of it. My wings aren't used to touch screens. But I'm gonna figure it out. But for now, the best place to find me is here, right here on this sofa with you. Hopefully having some interesting chats. But I keep your eyes peeled. I am looking to create my own personal social media and Instagram, maybe a few TikToks here and there if I'm feeling brave. Your daughter does TikToks, doesn't she?
She does, yeah. And
Maybe I could ask her.
we can, and maybe might, you know, that might be the good first guest to have on the podcast.
Oh, maybe.
Because she's been asking to join
That'd
the
be cool.
podcast. So yeah, maybe.
I'd love to chat to her. She seems cool.
Yeah, we'll sit down with my daughter Chloe. We'll talk a little bit about her music. Yeah,
She wants to be a rock star, doesn't she?
That's right, she
Yeah,
wants to
I'm
be a rock
really into
star.
rock music, so that
Okay.
would work perfectly.
Brilliant. Well, let's get that
Right.
organised.
Okay.
And I've got some other ideas where me and you can collaborate as well.
Oh.
I was thinking that me and you could share some insights, some reviews
Yeah.
of some of the things that I'm up to. Once I spoke to guests, if you haven't been able to be there on that day as a co-host,
Right.
maybe we could have a little chat as to the
right.
conversation afterwards.
Yeah. Give me a buzz, mate, and we'll you can fill me in on
Mm-hmm.
what you've picked up. I'd like that.
Brilliant. I look forward to this, Jake. Thank you so much for joining me
Thank
today.
you.
And I'm sure we'll do another in-depth conversation.
Yeah.
In the near future.
Yeah, I'd love that. All right. Well, until next time. Exciting.
Good stuff. Thanks again, Jake. And if anyone has been watching or listening, we appreciate you for joining us for this conversation.
Love to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Jake, do you know the tagline of the show?
No.
No. Amplifying Change Makers.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Could I give that to you? Could you come up with something to do with Amplifying Change Makers?
What, like
Like a tagline or something?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Right, I'm on it. But for now, I'll just say, Amplifying Change Makers! How was that?
That was lovely.
Is it right?
I love it. I absolutely love
I've been practicing my comedy voice.
it. Here we go. The adventure begins.